What's up, guys? It is Teachable Tuesday. It's officially the 7th of November. I'm here with Bill, the man Marler, and we're going to rock out with you guys here in just a minute. Obviously, if you guys are watching over on the YouTube channel, go ahead and make sure that you guys smash that subscribe button. Also, ring the bell, get notified anytime we're uploading new content here to the channel, and that is every single week. So we're going to let everybody in. Get ready to learn. Pay attention. We got some awesome stuff for you guys tonight. So pay close attention, rule out all distractions, and get ready to learn. So first, here we go. Let's let everybody in. Boom, 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 boom. And there we go, my friends. There we go. As you guys are jumping on board, guys, do me a favor and drop a comment. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from. That would be super cool and awesome. I'm going to keep letting some people in here as we get going. And where is, man, they just switched everything up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure out this this new Zoom menu. Let me get rid of that. Where is the, oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, cool. Zoom just did a recent update, at least on my computer, and everything is in a different spot. So I'm just kind of getting used to where everything is. So that being said, guys, what is up? What's going on? It's officially the 7th of November. We are on our way through the holiday season. And let me start out by saying this. Okay. First and foremost, guys, make sure your mics are muted as we get going tonight. We're going to try to drop as much value as possible. And we're going to talk about some real life stuff tonight, some real deep, real life stuff that is factual. None of what we're going to go over tonight is hypothetical. It is all real. So please pay attention, rule out distractions, get ready to learn, have a notepad, have a pen, get ready to take some good copious notes, and be ready to learn and hopefully be ready to apply what we're going to teach you guys tonight. But really quick, we are heading into, obviously, the holiday season. You got Thanksgiving right around the corner. You got Christmas right after that, and New Year's. Don't for 1 second count out the holidays, okay? And again, telling you this from experience. A lot of times, this is what happens. When folks are inexperienced, okay, what they will do is say, oh, well, it's the holidays. People are busy. People don't have a lot of money. If you're saying that, that's probably your situation. That's not everybody else's situation. And from experience, from the data of doing this for many years. Remember, everything that we're giving you guys is from experience over the years, okay? Don't count out December. December has always been an awesome, epic, and amazing month for growth and new people and new energy and a lot of people coming on and just getting out there and kicking butt. Don't count out December. Every single year, it happens. We have an amazing December. We did last year. We did the year before that. In other business opportunities, we've always had great Decembers. So don't for a second think that, oh, Christmas is coming up. People don't have a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a slow time of year. I'll pick it back up in January. You do that, you're going to sleep on so many people that are ready and willing to take action. Okay. Make sense, guys? If so, comment makes sense down in the chat. Let's make sure you guys are awake. You guys are alive here tonight and obviously ready to roll. Okay. Give me 1 second here. We got more people waiting to join. Boom. Awesome right there. Bill, before we dive into, first and foremost, guys, we got Bill, the man Marler here, who is my sponsor in Savings Highway and literally one of the top earners in the entire company here with you guys tonight. So please pay attention to what he has to say because it is the truth and he is going to deliver value. So Bill, if you would, before we get into why we're here tonight, anything on December and the holidays and gearing up for this season with business?
Yeah, so first off, you said it real good. Holidays are no different than any other. People are always looking to make money. People are always looking to save money. We have it both. So I won't, beat that too hard, but the holidays are great. I love the holidays. I used to use the slogan "Holiday Cash." Used to be my hashtag. I always used to use that because everyone needs some extra cash. So, with that said, and I'm just happy to be here, Dan. Full disclosure, Dan probably didn't want to disclose, but I've had COVID for the last week, so I'm good. I'm a little slow. So just bear with me. I told Dan, I said, my brain's not moving as fast as my thoughts. So I'm good though. I'm happy to be here. And there's no one here, so I'm quarantined. So I'm all
There you go.
yours.
There you
Let's
go.
rock it out.
Awesome. Well, here's the deal, guys. I'm going to let you guys in on some facts, some snippets, some real life information. So obviously, we have Bill tonight, and really quick, guys, just some good positive thoughts for Kirsty. Don't worry, she's 100% okay. This isn't bad by any means, but she just had a fairly decent. Well, I won't disclose too much, but she had a procedure done today, and she's obviously down and out. She's in recovery mode. So she obviously is not with us tonight. So some good positive thoughts headed her way in a speedy recovery. And again, don't worry, we're chatting with her earlier. She's perfectly fine, but obviously she's resting and trying to get better and be there for her family. So good thoughts headed her way. Now, facts, right? Bill has built the largest team inside of Savings Highway Global, over 4,000 people. Okay. That's a lot of people, over 4,000 people. Now, here's what's also crazy. When you look at the leaderboard, right? If you guys were to go to shgsuccess.com and you guys were to click on the leaderboard and look at the leaderboard, generally you don't see Bill's name on there. So I want you guys to think about something real quick. Okay. Bill is one of the top earners in the company. He has the largest team in the company, but he's not on the leaderboard.
Easy.
But I mean, this is truth. I mean, I'm not saying anything that's untrue,
I know,
right?
I'll bust your chops. I'm on there sometimes.
But the question is, why is that? How is one of the top money makers in the company not at the top of the leaderboard? And it's as simple as this. And you guys are used to seeing what like Kirsty and Catherine and myself do. We are good at sponsoring people. We are good at bringing in fresh blood. Okay. And that's what we teach you guys to do inside the funnel team. Bill has a slightly different strategy, and that's what we're going to go over tonight. So one thing that Bill really, really excels at is he excels at finding captains, finding other people like me, like Catherine, like Kirsty, like Peter Wolfing and David Wood and Peter and so many other people. Bill is good at finding other leaders and bringing them into the business. So, like I said, Bill is not a top recruiter. He's not sponsoring people every single day, which is why you don't see his name at the top of the leaderboard. But one thing that Bill really excels at, he's really good at, is building relationships and bringing in people that produce. Perfect example. Hi. Bill recruited me about 2 years ago. He reached out to me and just said, hey, let's connect. I have something you should probably take a look at. And the rest is history. And since that conversation, I've personally added over 2,000 people to Bill's team because he reached out to me. If he didn't reach out to me, his team would have over 2,000 less people on it, and he wouldn't be making the money that he is. And again, facts, data, reality. Like, you could potentially go sponsor a Daniel, a Kirsty, a Catherine, another Bill, right? You have that potential. You always have to remember this. And by the way, this is right at the top of our cover photo in our Facebook group. You are only one person away. Let me go get the exact same quote for you guys. I can even just show you guys. You guys got to remember this. It's like literally right at the top of our Facebook group page here. Okay. Oh yeah, it just says that. You're literally one person away. So what do I mean by that? You're one person away from what? Awesomeness, greatness. You know, you are one person away from a lot of things: changing your business, changing your income, changing your bank account, changing your financial future. If you go find just one leader, a captain, and by captain, when we say captain, we'll kind of break it down for you because Bill likes to use military type terms. So I'm going to kind of cover that a little bit. Okay. A captain is someone that just jumps in, they run and they start producing and they don't need a lot of direction. Someone like myself or Kirsty or Catherine or anyone else that literally just jumps in, they run, they're constantly producing, they're finding other people to come in and produce, and they're building a team, and they require little direction. That's a captain. Then there's lieutenants, then there's soldiers, okay? Lieutenant, someone who's going to sponsor people semi-consistently, bring some people in, they're in it to win it. And then you have the soldiers, which, they'll pay the monthly every single month. They may or may not do anything, but they're always going to be there. Sometimes they could be cheerleaders waving the pom-poms, but they always show up. They're always in it to win it, and they never quit. Those are soldiers. Can't talk. All right. So one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is, how do you find a captain? How do you find another Bill, another Kirsty, another Catherine, another someone that's going to come in and help blow up your downline and change your financial future? How do you find those people? How is it possible? What do you actually do? That's what we're going to get into. And this is why you guys should pay attention, because this is a strategy that we haven't really talked about, haven't really gotten into here on Teachable Tuesday, because we're normally, and this isn't a bad thing, but we're normally teaching some of the technical stuff, the short form videos, the 4-point formula, all of that stuff. And those are all things that you need to know and get good at, right? Because obviously you want to be bringing in people yourself, but there's also an opportunity for you guys every single day to spend a little bit of time focusing on what's called recruiting up. So Bill, a little bit about that, if you would. When you think about the term recruiting up and bringing in a captain, what does that mean to you, and how has that helped you in your business?
So hold that thought, because I don't want to forget it, okay? But I want to mention something that my mentor taught me all the way back in 1997, okay? In the financial service industry. It's exactly what you're going to go over, okay? You always have to, in the beginning, be a recruiter. You have to be. You have to spend 90% of your time on making sales. Sales pay for the peanut butter sandwiches. Without the peanut butter sandwiches, you won't be able to feed your family. So you have to continue doing what's taught every other Tuesday. The difference is, for that filet mignon, this is exactly the way it was explained, okay? The filet mignon, we all want those dinners, right? But we can't spend 100% of the time focusing on that, because then you'll starve. So if you take a portion of your business, which you're already doing, everyone here, you guys are learning every week, and you apply yourself, and then you take, while you're doing that, you could get lucky, and a soldier can bring you a lieutenant, a soldier can bring you a captain, or vice versa. It goes either way. But as you're moving along, if you take 10, I always say 10%, you can go as high as 30%. You'll figure out what that means as far as effort. And you focus on leaders, okay? Like Dan just mentioned, and I'll go into it. You focus on team builders. Any team builder will outpace and out-earn over time for doing the least amount of work, quote unquote, passively, which we're all trying to get. Right now, we're all working our butts off. Your goal someday is to have a large team that you're making as much money as possible without being forced to recruit. So back to what Dan said, 10 to 30%, 30 is a little high, but definitely 10, to reach out to other leaders. I don't want to jump ahead, Dan, how I approach it, but you want me to go into it a little bit, or you want me? So what it's done for my business is I make as much as the top 3 recruiters, if not more, before I get out of bed. That's what team building has done for me. And you can't build a team on your shoulders. You can recruit 10 people a day. If none of them are a captain or a lieutenant, you're going to work your tail off for the rest of your career. Don't be scared of that, because just by default, consistency, you'll always get a captain. Because the other part that Dan didn't mention, I've also been here since 2019. I've had a lot of captains come and go too, but they've helped me build teams. And when they went, a lot of people stayed. That happens too. So That's how it's happened in my business. You know, that's how I've grown the team to over 4,000 people. And we're going to go into it a little bit. Dan's got the outline what we're going to do here, but we're going to go into some of the ways to approach. You want me to go into that now, Dan, or where are you at in the outline? Or you have anything specific?
Sorry, didn't realize I was on mute. Yeah, let me caveat that. We'll kind of turn into that, and we'll start talking about some of the approaches.
Okay.
So, you know, what Bill mentioned was obviously, like, we're used to focusing, because this is what we've been teaching here on the funnel team for almost 2 years now, is getting really good at driving traffic to your link. I mean, your one singular job is sharing your link. That's what we've talked about time and time again. And what we're talking about tonight is taking a percentage of your business time. So really quick, because this is really important. Okay. I'm just curious. How many of you, all right, how many of you guys fully watched last week's Halloween Teachable Tuesday? So we kind of snuck in a little pre-recorded Teachable Tuesday there for you guys. Just comment the initials TT, Teachable Tuesday. Comment TT if you guys saw in full last week's Teachable Tuesday, because this is kind of how we're going to segue into this portion of this. Okay. So good amount of you. Good. I threw down a good amount of value, guys. So I hope you guys watch that. If you guys haven't watched that yet, I would schedule some time to actually go watch that. There's a lot of value in there. TeachableTuesdayReplays.com. Okay. You guys can watch the replays for Teachable Tuesday anytime you want. TeachableTuesdayReplays.com. Okay. One of the things that I talked about last week was working your business time. So we all have our everyday life, right? Some of you guys work, some of you guys, have busy schedules, moms, dads, kids, all that good stuff, right? We all have lives. But when you actually work your business time, when you sit down to create that content, do your follow-up, and actually go work your business, tonight what we're talking about is dedicating a portion of that time to recruiting up, finding captains. Okay. Now, full disclosure, guys, this can be, and it may be for you, a little bit nerve-wracking, because this is where you could potentially tap into the cold market, people you don't know. But this is also how you gain a lot of experience. And as we always say, action cures fear. The more you do this, the easier it gets. And the more you do this, the more likely you are to bring in a captain. But at the same point, if you're like, oh, I'm scared, it's never going to work, I'm nervous, insert excuse here, guess what? You're never going to find a captain. They're never going to join your team, and you're never going to blow up your commissions. So what would you rather have? Live in fear and be nervous, or bring on a captain? What would you rather have? So segue right on into, and I'm going to give you guys this document, so don't worry, you guys are going to get access to this at the end of tonight. All right. So let me share my screen right here. Boom, pow, wow. See. Come on. Oh my goodness. Zoom changed the format on me, man, and it's like, screw me up. Like everything's in a different spot now. So all the little drawing tools and all the little stuff you do when you do this stuff. Anyway, so appreciate you guys kind of just patiently waiting with me here. So it's called Recruiting Up. And what we have here is an entire document of message examples. Now, these are real life message examples that Bill has actually messaged to other captains. I'm not going to go read all of them word for word. Okay. But these are examples that you guys can use. And I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm going to highlight a couple things. All right. We're going to talk about some different ways to use these messages. Now, this does not mean, and this is not at all what we're talking about when you think of traditional network marketing, right? And you think of, if you've ever been in any sort of other network marketing company, like I know I have, and I'm not going to name the names of the companies, but they encourage you, and some of the leaders in those companies encourage you to make a list of 100 friends and, go out, and they teach you how to cold message. And it's like yawn, snooze fest, cold messaging over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, nobody wants to do that. And that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about being precise and specific and how you message people. And you're going to do it in a way where it shows respect, where you're not just cold messaging people like, here's my link, join. That's not what we're here to do. Okay. And again, remember, if you dedicate about 10% of your business time when you're working your business to this, it could work really, really well. And it could land you a captain, someone that literally changes your business. Okay. So, and Bill will tell you from experience, like I'm an example of Bill sponsored me. I saw what I had. I saw the compensation plan. I saw the business opportunity. And I basically told him, hey, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to run. I'm going to create a system around this, and we're going to take off. And from that point on, Bill was just like, cool, let me know what you need. Like, that's what you want to do.
You told me in November, it's coming up. You told me, give me tonight. In the morning, you said, I'm in. And then that's when you mentioned the system.
Yep.
Because captains don't play around, and it's all timing. What I mean by timing is, if they may not be ready for it, they may be like, I love my program, but everyone secretly has headaches in their current program. There always is, no matter who you are. So time is everything. They could be having a bad day, and you're like, you're a lifesaver by sending them what we're going to go over.
Yep. Let me give you guys a really, really valuable piece of advice right here. Write this down, and I also want you to comment this. Okay, this is really important. Don't decide for them. Comment that right now. Write that down. Don't decide for them. And this is where most people make this mistake. When you're reaching out to a captain, when you're reaching out to another leader, when you're just sometimes talking to people about your business, people tend to have either diarrhea of the mouth. They go one or two ways. They have diarrhea of the mouth and they try to tell them everything, which you don't need to do. Or two, you know what? They're probably just going to say no. So I'm not. And most people go this route. They're probably going to say no. I won't even send them a message. They're probably going to say no. You're deciding for them. Do not do that. Don't decide for them. Always, always, always put the ball in their court. Give them the information and let them decide. Because at the end of the day, you never know when someone's going to say yes. And when they do, it could literally change your financial future forever. That's what you need to get through your head. And that's what you need to realize here. Like, one captain, one person will literally change your business. And we have the data to prove it. Okay. So you can't argue it, right? So, and here, right here, guys, is a great lead in message. And this is a way to do this. And I'm going to show you guys little tips, little things that you guys can do to start dialing this in. Okay. I'm going to show you guys a great way that you guys can use right on Facebook. It's 100% free. All it'll do is take you a few minutes per day. Okay. If you guys can commit to, 5 to 10 minutes a day, I'm going to show you guys a great way that you guys can actually go do this. Okay. Now, here's a great lead-in message. So as an example, like this is a lead-in message right here. And this is the message, almost kind of like a starting message. This is the message that you would start with. And then all of these, it says like example message. Oops. Says example. These are all different examples. What I would encourage you guys to do is read these in full. Read these messages in full. Don't just copy them and paste them and send them. Like, you got to read them. because some of these are going to resonate more with you than others will. I can tell you after going through all of these, because Bill literally emailed me all of these. I took them all from his email. I copied and pasted them onto this document here. I bent them, I shaped them, I tweaked them a little bit, made them easy for you guys to kind of consume and digest. But certain ones for me resonated more than other ones did. So as an example, this one right here that says 2 parts. This is part 1. You would actually send this one first. And then after a little while, you would go ahead and send part 2. Okay. And there's also another version of that down here. Okay. There's lots and lots and lots of examples here. Okay. This is a great one. And this is actually what we're going to go over right now in a minute here. So,
and if I could just jump in, the reason
Yep.
why they're different, it's, you said it without saying it. A lot of these are older. Some of them are newer. I've been around longer than Dan in the industry. Some of these initials you may not even know. So some of these 3-letter abbreviations, I'm hitting people's soft spots that have had success in some of these other companies. That's my little, to let them remember how much money we made and how crazy it was before the company, did something stupid. So that's what I do there in some of them. So as you're going through them, the most current ones are probably the softest. But he's right. Don't copy paste. Use your own personality, and we'll get into that a little bit more. I got a couple tips on that, where the posture and the confidence. I want to go over that a little bit.
Yep. So as an example, like a lot of these, there was the lead-in message up at the top, which I'm going to show you guys in a second here. And then there's also these example messages, which you would kind of send after that lead-in message. Okay. Same thing down here. If you see another leader's post, right? And here's how you could respond to another leader's or captain's post, or somebody else that's marketing another business opportunity. This is how you would respond to their post. But it's also a 2-parter, right? Hey, I saw your post, and then you fill in right there, right? And this basically what you do is the first message, as an example, kind of gets their attention, and you don't even send them a link. And there's a purpose to that. And then in the second response, that's when you're actually going to leave your link, and you're actually going to do this. You're going to respond and do that second response before sometimes they even have a chance to respond. And I know Bill will talk about that strategy here in a little bit and why and how that's effective. But what's great about this lead-in message here is, it's all about the respect, and it's all about, not being a spammy Kathy. That's not what we're trying to do. And this isn't about like old school, go spam 100 of your friends and hopefully one of them will, join your business and make you $1 million. No, this is about being respectful to the person that you're talking to. Okay. So I'll give you an example here. We'll just say, hey, Bill, hope you've been well. Listen, I don't do Facebook Messenger goofy stuff. I'm only reaching out of total respect for you. With that said, I've got something cooking and a lot of leaders are hopping in. Low entry, mid entry, or a bit higher entry. And the most important thing is it's global and legit. I'm going to drop some information below. Please excuse the hype, review, and get back to me. Right. So I think, Bill, there was also another line in here I want to make sure that we add in. I don't do the Facebook Messenger goofy stuff. You can tell here from our chat history. That's what I wanted to add in there.
Yeah, I've had that there, unless you did spam somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, guys, think about that first line, right? Listen, I don't do the Facebook Messenger goofy stuff. You can tell here from our chat history. So meaning what you're saying by that is like, you're not one of those people that just and I have those people in my Facebook Messenger daily. Sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes they don't even bother to say hello. They just paste their link in there. And if you go back and look at the chat history, it's like link, 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 link. Like that's being a spammy Kathy, and that's not what we're talking about. And that's not what you want to be doing. So you want to be able to come across and be respectful. And you can say, hey, look at our chat history. I'm not that type of person that's just going to spam you an opportunity. But this is a good lead in to the next step in the conversation. And that's some of these other messages that are here below. But again, what you want to do is you want to read through some of these and feel which one would be the best for you. But you can always start with this lead and message. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about right now is responding to someone's post, because I think this one down here at the bottom is really strong. So the question that you might have is, okay, I understand what you're saying. We can get in their inbox, but the question is, how do I find these people? And, where am I going to go find these people? How do I find these people? What does this actually look like? I'll give you an idea, and then Bill can also give you an idea as well. So one of the things that I've done in the past is, what business are we in? We are in the network marketing business, right? We're building a team. So one of, the top network marketing trainers in the world right now is Eric Worre, right? And you guys can see right here, he's got over 2 million followers. One of the things that you guys could do and carve out 5 to 10 minutes a day and start going through this, what we're talking about here. So if I were to go over to his site, right, or his, Facebook page, this post here was 4 hours ago, right? 4 hours ago. It's got 119 comments. It's got over 200 engaged, right? So, what's super easy to do is I could even just go here to all the people that are commenting, right? These most likely guys, this is why this is important. The content that Eric posted was only 4 hours old, right? Already has hundreds of comments. Most of the people commenting are existing network marketers. And just like Bill said, some of these people could be, looking for that thing, looking for that person, looking for that next step, looking for that light at the end of the tunnel that's going to help them build and grow. And maybe the timing, when you reach out, maybe that timing is just right. And they say, hey, you know what? I like what you got. Let me take a look, whatever it is, right? So you can see here, this person's a top fan. I don't even know who this is, right? But I'm going to go ahead and just click on their profile, right? Okay. So, and what you could do is, so this person hasn't posted since April. So it's been a minute. So, oh, no, there you go, right? So there's a 3-hour-old post. She's smiling. She's engaging. She creates videos. That's kind of a good thing right there. Not afraid to get on camera. Might be a good thing right there. Okay. Doing a little survey post right there. Okay. Quoting Ben Franklin right there. All right. So again, look at this, busting out the notebook, doing videos. This is somebody that I would reach out to. Okay. So you could literally, okay, I'll give you guys an example. I mean, you could literally use this post right here. Hey, I saw your post. And this is where we talked about bend it, shape it, tweak it, make it your own, right? Where it says, I think we may have worked in the past. I know you're a captain. You would maybe want to bend and shape and tweak that. You could just say, hey, I saw your post. Love your energy. And simple, short, sweet, right?
Put that
and then take the rest of this
too, Dan.
What's that?
Put the respect line in there too.
Yeah.
Just, like you said, tweak it. Definitely give them respect. This industry leaders love, they love the attention when you're doing it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what Bill's saying is take that.
Dan, let me comment on that real quick so I don't forget.
Yep.
When someone messages me, Dan's seen what I write back. I'm not always the nicest person. When someone spams me, some stupid company, I get more angry at the stupid company. My responses are brutal. They're savage, and because of being an authority, and I can prove it. So when they spam me, they don't even get the nice side. If someone says something like we're doing right now, they'll always get my nice side, even if I'm not interested. So think about that. They'll always get my nice side. I will never be rude that someone starts out with, I have nothing but respect for you. If you could take a look, I'll say no, thank you. But that's the difference compared to being a spammer.
Yeah, good points. Good points. And, having respect for someone, guys, is super, super, super important. And that's what we're trying to get across to you guys here. This is meant not to be spammy. This is meant to show respect and offer a legitimate opportunity. But again, remember back to what I said earlier, don't decide for them. Okay. So as an example, you could come back here, responding to someone's post. You can grab this. You can come back over here. I could literally hit message and I could send her a message. But what you could do is 5 to 10 minutes a day. You come here to this, this page, bookmark it, do whatever you want to do. The people that are commenting, these are people that are engaged. And again, these are people that are commenting on something that is current. These are active people. So there's a really good chance that if you message them, they're going to see it because they're active on Facebook. Okay. So as an example, I'm just looking at right now, I'm just kind of looking at profile pics, right? The Magnet Networker. So let's go see what's going on over here. Okay.
Let's check this out.
What's up?
Let's check this out. I love this.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can see this guy's not afraid to stand up and speak in front of people, right? Not afraid to stand up and speak in front of people. He's posting currently right there. Okay. All right. What's the best advice you've ever been given? This is, I mean, obviously this guy is clearly in another business, but again, I mean, stupid question right now. Okay. This is simple. Like the guy that I just showed you, how many of you would want him on your team? Yes or no? How many of you guys would want him on your team? Yes or no? He speaks in public. He's engaged. He's already in another network marketing opportunity. How many of you guys would want him on your team? Yes or no? All yeses, right? Why wouldn't you send him a message? Like, why wouldn't you just send him a message? Because you never know. Maybe the opportunity that he's in isn't global. Maybe it's a product-based opportunity. Maybe it's something that, he likes, he got behind, he's serious, he's got a team, so he wants to treat it with respect, but maybe he's had his eyes on what else is out there. You don't know. Yeah, exactly, Candace. Maybe he wants another option. You don't know until you send the message. Don't decide for them. Okay.
But 10%, 30 max, because you'll starve if you did this all day.
Yeah.
I don't mean that because you still got to pay for the peanut butter sandwiches, like we talked about.
Yeah.
So, but this is definitely definitely a must. And you could go 0 and 10. You really can in a day.
Mm-hmm.
But when you can go the whole week, me and Dan chases captains now. I like to say that I inspired him. Dan, don't you chase captains more now than you did even a few months ago?
Yep.
So with that said, but he messages me, Dan, how many times? It's all of a sudden Dan will be doing his thing week, and then he goes, Bill, I just landed a captain. And then he tells me the name, and then half the time I know the name, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna eat.
Yep.
So yeah, 10%. And then I don't know if I'm jumping the outline. You got more, Dan, or we're gonna get into confidence and how to posture and how not.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Just kind of showing you guys, like, this is, this is another person here, like, just commented on Eric's post. And obviously this is a positive guy, not afraid to take pictures of himself. Obviously a lot of motivational stuff right here. This guy is clearly a network marketer, right? So this is, again, someone you would want to message. So guys, this is easy peasy. It's super, it's super simple to do. And over time, you guys are also going to get good at, you're going to get good at doing this. It's going to become easier. You guys are going to figure out what to say, because you know what? Someone might reply back to you and be like, oh, don't send me this crap or whatever it is, or they might call you out on what you said. But overall, you're going to get good at this, and it's going to become second nature. It's going to become easy. But also remember what Bill said too. It's important. Don't spend your entire day on this, because if you do too much of this and, you don't get the results that you want, and also it takes too much time away from putting out the content, because the content is ultimately how you get those leads and sales. You don't want to not do that, but just add a little bit of this into your business and add a little bit of this into your day. And over time, it could be very, very lucrative for you. So
Dan, I got to jump in real quick. The most important thing that I left out when we chatted earlier is the response. You're setting yourself up by sometimes big leaders who try to reverse recruit you.
Mhm.
So the other most important thing tonight is be bulletproof. Dan already knows my phrase. You can copy it if you want. When I get reversed or messaged, if someone messages me like this, I have my response because I am happy and I am doing well. I'm in the top 1% of the industry, so I'm not messing it up. So Dan will tell you what my reply is. He already knows it. I say thank you. Let me know maybe down the road, but I'm unrecruitable. That's what I tell them. I tell that to everybody. So get used to saying that so you don't got to spend a lot of time on, mine's better than yours. Show me yours, show me mine thing. So your job is just in and out, in and out, in and out. And then the last thing on that is Dan's strategy is killer. Real quick, I can do my short strategy, how I do it. I research on Facebook and on YouTube and all the popular companies. I find out who the top 10 earners are. Sometimes they're lieutenants, not even in the top 10. You find a way, you see it. And when I see it, that's who I message outside of people I've already worked with. So for instance, some of the fastest growing companies that we're all aware of that I think is dog crap, I've hit the top 10 people, the top 10 earners with no fear. And one of them, Dan knows who it is, was the #1 recruiter. Dan's seen the chats. I came this close to getting him, this close, and I may still. And he's the #1 recruiter in one of the fastest growing companies right now. The reason why I'm telling you that is I literally sent him that message that you guys read at the top with the respect, because I mean it. That's how I talk. That was talk to text. I don't even write it. So that's how I chase captains and find them. I go on leaderboards, and that's who I message.
So in other words, you're also getting this information. Are you saying, so like I showed you guys that you could go through Facebook and, search people like Eric Worre because he's a network marketing trainer. Bill, you're saying like you go to YouTube and you'll look up different companies, some of the top earners in those companies, and then what? Go find that same profile on Facebook and message them.
I'll comment even on YouTube, but that hasn't done real well. And then I find them on Facebook. Lots of times I'm already a friend, it happens. And I do it. And I've made friends. True story. There's a guy in another company. He's in the top 10. Same company I just said. And he's an American guy, but he's in Tokyo. And he kills it. And we had a nice conversation. He says, timing's bad right now. And I wasn't a friend. We added each other. And now I have no problem reaching out to him. Anything. I said to him the other day, I was like, hey, how's things going? It slowed down a little bit. You see, I'm working. You know what I mean? So that's how that goes.
I'll give you a I love these stories because this story is one of the things that actually hooked me into another company. And I think it's important to understand what the potential is here when you do bring in a captain. So in another network marketing company that I was in years ago, there was a guy named Dennis Williams, and Dennis Williams was, well, let's just say he was an absolute amazing leader. But how Dennis got into the company is Dennis used to sell cars. He used to work for Ford and he would sell cars, and he was living in Yakima, Washington. Okay. And in Washington, especially in the winter time, it can get kind of cold. And this guy named Ray Riedel, he was a nobody in network marketing, an absolute nobody. Nobody knew who he was. And he just happened to be sponsored under someone. And he knew this guy, Dennis, had potential. So Ray would go into the car dealership, and this is old school, but I want you guys to kind of picture like today, like what you could be doing with Messenger or just reaching out to people. It's the same. The process is exactly the same. Ray would go in And old school traditional network marketing, he had a pamphlet, right? He had a pamphlet and he had an audio. He had an audio, a tape cassette. You guys remember what cassette tapes are? I know I'm dating myself here. It's really not that bad. You guys even know what a cassette tape is? Please. Anyway, we can talk about 8-track if we want. But anyway, so Ray walked into the Ford dealership, saw Dennis, gave him his quick elevator speech and handed Dennis the information. And he just said, "Hey, thanks, Ray. I'm really not that interested." And then a month later, Ray would come back. "Hey, Dennis," try to hand him the information. And Dennis would say, "Thanks, Ray. I'm really not that interested." Again, a month later, and a month later, and a month later. 6 months later, there was Ray showing up at the Ford dealership, just trying to get Dennis's attention, because Ray knew, for whatever reason, he just knew that Dennis had potential. He was ready for something bigger. So finally, it was a cold, whatever it was. I think it was like a cold December or January night. And Dennis was leaving work. It was late at night. He had missed dinner. He was working late and he was driving home. And then before he left the Ford dealership, he reached down into his file cabinet to grab his keys. And there was the cassette tape that Ray Riedel left him. And Dennis said, "Screw it." And on his way home, he put the cassette tape in. And it was an interview with another top earner. And that top earner said, "Hey, with this business opportunity, I'm making over $40,000 a month." And Dennis kind of said, "Holy crap." And that guy that was making over $40,000 a month, okay, guy by the name of Dave Johnson, lived only 10 miles away from Dennis. So long story short, as Dennis Williams decided to join, he said, "Hey, you know what? I'm working a lot of hours at this Ford dealership. I'm going to join." Many, many years later, I actually met in person several times Dennis Williams, the guy at the Ford dealership, the guy that Ray Riedel recruited into this network marketing business. Okay. And Dennis rose to the very top of the company. He hit a rank called Ambassador Diamond. It's the highest rank you could possibly get in the company. And I met Dennis in person and he pulled out a 3-ring binder. And this is what hooked me in. This is what let me know what is possible in network marketing. And Dennis is about as cool as a cucumber. At the time I met him, he was probably about 65 years old and he talked like a pilot. He was just really chill and really relaxed and just wasn't all hype, just super cool guy, right? And I'm sitting on a couch with him and he's literally pulls out this 3-ring binder. And inside there, this was back when companies would send you a check. Bill, you ever remember getting sent a check in the mail, right?
I got the big cardboard one.
Yeah. So they would send checks in the mail and you would cash the checks, right? This is kind of before, I'm kind of dating myself a little bit here, but before what you have today, where you have PayQuicker or Wise or, direct deposit. And he was showing me photocopies of his checks and he goes, "Hey, oh, look at this. This is the first month that we crossed $200,000 a month." And then he flips a couple more pages in and he goes, "Oh, this is the month that we crossed $300,000 a month. Huh. Hey, this is the month that we crossed $400,000 a month. Flip, flip. This is the month that we crossed $500,000 a month. $500,000 a month business is what Dennis Williams built right under Ray Riedel. Ray Riedel retired off of the work that Dennis Williams did. And the only reason that Dennis Williams came into the business is because Ray Riedel never gave up. So, the guy's making $1 million every 2 months. And that was 20 years ago. So I want you guys to think about what can happen if you bring in the right person. And again, it's never gonna happen if you decide for them. Okay. So it never hurts to ask. Worst case scenario, someone says no and blocks you. Wah, boo-hoo. Bye, Felicia. See you later. Have the posture and know what's possible. you're one person away from blowing up your team in a really good way. Bill, anything else on posture?
Just that if you get a nasty reply, like, do you know who I am? People pay me to get me to join, stupid stuff like that. Just ignore it and just say, thank you for your time. You know what? No, that sounds too commercial. Thanks. Hit me up if things ever change and you want to talk. Wish you nothing but the best. Boom. And then be out of there. Don't fight. Don't fight posture. When you're sending the messages though, okay? Even me sometimes, I'm like, oh, this guy's a big wig. And just be confident if you make a decision to do it. And like I said, you're only spending a short amount of time doing this. And you can do it by email too. Sometimes I get people's emails. There used to be a whole LinkedIn formula that I don't know anymore, but back in the day, there was a whole thing you could buy. It was like a training on how to send old-fashioned, actually mail them letters. I mean, that's how you reach out to the top earners. But back to the question is total confidence, posture. The other thing like that, I'm a different person. I'm not telling you not to have fun because I have fun. If you look at my Facebook wall, you would know I'm a networker, but you'd also know I'm a wise guy. In my inner circle, my friends and stuff. So just make sure that, and I break the rules. I don't want to tell you something to do that I don't do. Once in a while, I get political on my wall. Once in a while, I talk about current events. You can't be a robot, but just make sure that you don't look like a jackass on your Facebook wall, total jackass. We all could do it once in a while because the leader may check you out. And that goes to posture. This has nothing to do with the subject, but we've taught this on Teachable Tuesday before. A lot of people on our team, this is in any company, they don't posture. And I'm going to give you one. No captain is ever going to join a person that has any public statement crying that they didn't get a sale, that they don't have enough leads. Don't put that stuff out in public. Don't whine in public. Posture. And it's not fake it till make it because you're not lying, but don't give them the ammo. Don't say, oh my God, I wish I could get more leads. I'm only getting one a day. There's no leader that's going to join you like that. Okay. So make sure you posture there in public. It's just the same, sometimes in our group, Dan knows, our funnel team, we'll get someone right. We'll be like, oh, fill this out, fill this out, fill this out, do this. And then someone will say, I'm not getting any sales. And they start crying publicly. That's just not how to get sales. That's not how to get sales. Okay. We have everything to get sales. So get passive aggressiveness out of your portfolio. Be positive. And listen, not everything's rosy, but just that's how you posture. And because that's how a captain looks at a couple things. The most important thing is every captain loves hearing that I've been in the company for a long time. They love it because I get captains all the time to say, the reason why I'm joining you, because I know you're not playing around because you've been in the company so long, you're serious. And I don't see you saying anything else, they say. That is very hard to do. I wish all of us would start doing that. That's why Dan does well. That's why Kirsty does well. Catherine, I see her over here. I can pick a bunch of other names. Man, they're diehards. They are primary business. At least publicly, they talk about their primary. We don't care what they do in their private stuff. So anyway, it's posture, confidence, and sticks and stones may break your bones, but they won't hurt you. Just move it along. You're gonna meet some good people. Just be careful with the reverse recruiting and be bulletproof, be unrecruitable. Because we're not trying to join another company. We're trying to bring them over. And you're going to get a bunch of no's, no thank yous. And then all of a sudden, some guy's going to be having a really bad time with corporate in some other company. And they're going to be like, you know what? I got to add something. And it's going to be your lucky day. And then there's people that like to help people. If you start getting into it and you have a warm conversation, here's another little tip. I learned this a long time ago. People like to help people. If you just say, join me, join me, join me, and you're going to make a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of money. That's not it. After you have that relationship and things are going back and forth, you say, oh, and by the way, I just want to thank you again. Not only, I'm sure you'll have great success, but you'll be helping me and my family so much. So thanks. You reverse it like that. People love to help people. My sponsor, I got to give a quick story, Dan. My sponsor in Savings Highway, I don't even really speak to. I joined her as a joke in 2019 because she was whining in an email that she's joined me in things I never joined her. Dan knows my response. I said, that's because you're always in crap. And then I was looking 60 days later for a global program. I was in a program in the top 10, but it was only in the States. Dan remembers. And I was like, I need a global program. I'm sick of walking around with holes in my pockets. I'm sick of declining people in other countries. And all of a sudden, this woman emails it to me. I went and joined without even talking to her. And I emailed her and said, I just joined you, so I do join you. And I stuck my tongue out or something. That's my true story. That's who I joined. And I helped her. She makes 6 figures on my team just because I was playing around and I kind of wanted to help her. That's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. So you never know.
There you go.
So guys, real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up. Think about the posture that, if it's the same thing, if someone were messaging you and said, hey, let's say that, you were getting ready to join Savings Highway, whether it be from me or Kirsty or whatever, because Kirsty closes a lot of sales in the DM. And you went to her page as an example, and you checked her out and you saw her cover photo and her profile pic and other things that she was posting. Like, that's a person you would want to join. So make sure that, and Kirsty recently did a Teachable Tuesday on branding. Again, teachabletuesdayreplays.com if you guys missed it, but she did a teachable on branding. If you guys missed that, you may want to go check it out. So if you are messaging potential captains and you are messaging potential people to join you in your business, and they go to your Facebook profile and you have a cover photo of like your cat, and your cover photo is like, nothing to do with you or your business, that may not be someone they might want to join. But if you have a good, clean, crisp, clear, photo of you and your cover and your profile pic, your cover photo is, maybe something inspirational or something business related. Again, just think of what others are going to see when they join you, because at the end of the day, they're not joining Savings Highway Global. They're not joining the funnel team. They're joining you. So be the person that you would want to join. Okay. Be the person that you would want to join. So you clearly got here because you saw something in someone and said, I want to join this person. Be that person. Okay. Have some posture, be confident, and don't be afraid of someone saying no. Again, don't decide for them. All right. So I'm going to drop tonight's document down in the comments below. Make sure you guys go check that out. And as always, guys, I got to make sure I drop this over to you guys. I'm going to drop this on the document itself as well. But don't forget, in our featured post at the top of our Facebook group, we always have our Teachable Tuesday. Those who attended, drop a comment. I don't know if you guys ever gone through and actually read some of the comments that people are putting in there, but there are thousands of comments. Okay. So I'm going to put it here, comment here. What you guys learned from tonight, what you guys got out of tonight. Go put some feedback out there. Don't just say it was great. Drop something useful, because who knows, your members might be going to look at that post and you want to show them something relevant, so they are inclined to tune in to Teachable Tuesday and get some value, get some nuggets. Bill, anything else before we call it a day and wrap up here? We just crossed the 1 hour mark now.
Just that I'm proud of everyone. Be consistent. Remember, you have to pay for the you got to get the low hanging fruit. So you still got to implement everything you've learned on every Tuesday before this. But I will tell you that team building will outpace any heavy recruiter. In my last company, in 2018, before I joined here, I only recruited about 29 personals, and I made 6 figures a month in that company before they changed the compensation plan. Team building will outpace. It's like that, the turtle and the rabbit. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You still got to recruit. I still recruit, but my point is that when it happens, oh my God, that old saying, overnight's not always over, overnight success is not always overnight. When it happens, it's just like, you can't stop it. You're looking, you're like, $5, $10, $20, $1, $5, all day. It's like an ATM machine of overrides. I make my income on overrides. I don't care about fast starts. When you get to that point, you learn what real passive income is. And everyone has a chance, because last but not least, I would not tell you this if it wasn't true. I wouldn't be here for 4 years. We have the best dollar for dollar compensation plan with the least amount of gotchas. We don't really have any gotchas. We can max out our comp plan with 10 lousy personals. There's other competitor companies that got to recruit 150 to max it out. Do you know how easy it is here? So that's what I have to say. I'm so glad I got on here, Dan. This was a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing more. Thanks, guys. I love you all.
Awesome. All right, guys. A replay will be available hopefully later on tonight. If not, at the latest by tomorrow morning. We'll send out some push notifications to the app tomorrow to let you guys know. I dropped the document, and you guys will obviously be able to get that on the YouTube channel as well. So you guys can go do that. I'll drop the document link for you guys one more time, so you guys can go ahead and snag that. And then again, over at Teachable Tuesday Replays, you guys will be able to get that Word document so you guys can get out there and start recruiting up. Go do it, guys. It is 100% worth it. So that is it, my friends. See you guys live on Focus Friday and also in the Facebook group tomorrow. Have an awesome, awesome evening. Later.
Love you.